You can give that letter, that's fine, but I still would like to hold the May 30th meeting so that you all have the information. We can make an agreement that it will not start the 30-day clock, and we can have that in writing. But I still want you to have that information at our planned meeting on May 30th.
I would be okay with that. I mean, as long if you say it in writing in a letter, and I'll share it with every tenant, I'll put it under every door, because I really do that. I mean,
yeah, if you want to give us like a tenant petition kind of thing where all of the people who agree with you sign it, that would be helpful.
And we'll. I mean, so if you can, I'll do that. I will work. So we're the 23rd. I'll get it to you on May 28th. Or is that too late?
No, I mean, regardless, you can get it to us before or after the meeting, but the meeting will occur on May 30th.
No, but the thing is,
right?
if I get in writing something that say from HPD that you are willing to stop the clock can be moved, and HPD will work with us to get that done, to not having closing, to not go for the closing at the end of this fiscal year, and the thing can take a slow. We have time to review everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the tenant will be. I will be for that. I will be for, and I will advocate for such a thing. I mean, I will not be the guy who will be against that.
All right, you can get us that letter whenever you want. Before the meeting, after the meeting, whenever you can get it to us, that's fine. And then we'll discuss after we receive that, what the new projected time frame can be, and then we'll come to an agreement with what that will be.
That would work. I mean,
okay.
At that we have an agreement, so I will do that.
All right.
GP UHAB against Sanchez, please step up. Your name or appearance, please.
For the petitioner, Gagne Associates by Rhonda Gagne. Good afternoon, Judge.
Diga su nombre al juez de
please.
Hector Richardson, official court interpreter for the Spanish language.
Thank you. And you are, sir?
Theo Chino, member of the board of 640 Riverside Drive, and we are part of the TPT program that Ms. Garnier is representing the owner. So the owner and the 640 Riverside Drive Tenant Association technically represent the building through the HPD program.
So does that mean in some sense he's your client?
Oh, not in any sense. Not in any sense whatsoever. And unless he's a lawyer, I think he should step back.
I am not a lawyer.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
it's okay. Anyway, we're putting the case off to another day. Okay, this is what? A holdover based on an allegation of what?
My client is trying to renovate this building according to an HPD-approved rehabilitation, and Mr. Sanchez has refused to sign a temporary relocation agreement.
Yeah, okay, so that's
the basis of them.
Okay.
And Mr. Sanchez.
Judge, I'm going to object every time that man speaks because he's not a lawyer.
Well, I'm allowing him to speak. Okay.
Oh, so, why did I go to law school for?
Your Honor, HPD, the Tenant Association has given HPD and UHAB 31 points of...
And this has nothing to do with the case at hand.
Ms. Gagne, don't interrupt.
Has given HPD, basically HPD and UHAB gave us 7 days to object to anything in the renovation contract that they said.
Okay, look, we're putting the case off to another day.
Okay.
All right, so that's all we're doing.
Could we...
Everything else, you'll bring it up when you come back.
There is 7 cases going on. Can you make it on this October 17? Because I have 5 tenants that have an October 17
There are
in
other
front of you.
is that right? Are there other cases on October 17th?
There's only a couple of cases that are pending because out of the
Are they on
100
October
apartments,
17th?
Judge, can I finish? Because of the 100 apartments in this building, everybody but a handful of people have signed the temporary
Well, the
relocation.
thing is, they have signed before.
Stop it!
Sorry.
Are the other cases returnable on October 17th?
There's one or two cases that are on the 17th. I don't know when all of them are scheduled.
It would be really helpful if you didn't interrupt. I can only listen to one person at a time. I wish I could listen to two. This job would be a lot easier, but I'm not that swift, so I can only do it one person at a time. All right, so I'm going to change it to October 17th. Do we know whether the other cases are returnable?
No. I don't know where all of the other cases are returnable. No.
I didn't ask that.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, this one's for you. So that's October 17th. It's Wednesday.
UHAB, HDFC versus Burns. So were you guys able to reach an agreement?
No, we didn't even talk.
Judge, I won't conference the case with Mr. Chino as part of the conference because he's a troublemaker and he has tried to interfere in other cases for this building, 4 of which were on today, all of which were settled because the attorneys who handled those cases and one that was pro se didn't involve him. He has he sent a letter to court administration suggesting that all of these cases should be consolidated when this case had nothing to do with the other cases. The other cases didn't need to be consolidated. All of them were settled today. And he also forwarded to court administration a copy of a complaint that he's made against me at the grievance committee, which is complete and utter BS. So I will not conference the case with him, which is why I have not spoken to Ms. Burns, because she won't conference the case without him.
So
What my client informs me is that Ms. Burns has been in the management office within the last month or so, did not mention word one about any repairs needed in her apartment, and my client says over the past couple of years, they painted her apartment about 4 times. I don't really know what the DHCR conditions are. I wish I had that so that we could talk factually about what conditions she claims that my client won't do for the renovations and what conditions they might do. For example, the leaking kitchen and bathroom sinks are a problem. And she didn't say word one to the site manager and the 4 or 5 times that she saw her over the past month. So I don't know how she expects any repairs to be done if she's not telling anybody. So I would think that maybe a short adjournment would be in order.
Well, if we're not going to go to trial, I'll do a short adjournment. Otherwise, I'll just adjourn for trial, and I'll send her to speak to counsel. And if there's a settlement on offer when we come back, then there's a settlement on offer when we come back. Up to you all.
That was totally one-sided anyway.
Yeah, she was the only one talking. I just don't have a lot of time for this right now. Here you go. Oh, let me put a date. November 28th for trial. There's a settlement on offer. There's a settlement on offer. Okay. Do you need the...
Judge, would you order the respondent to pay some rent because 2 months had come due since this case was first on the calendar on August 27th, and she hasn't paid a thing. You have my rent breakdown.
I have your rent breakdown, which I'll give the tenant. I won't entertain that right now, counsel, only because it's been here all day. Should have made that earlier. It's not on motion, and repairs are at issue. UNO may not be.
She already has a rent reduction for her repairs, and she
I understand,
can't
but nobody can establish to me what that rent
she's the one
reduction.
that's making the claim.
And you're the one asking me for UNO at 4:56. So the answer is no. See you on the next stage. Go talk to an attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Raphael Work.
My name is Brenda Stokely.
My name is Rebecca Major.
My name is Carlton Burrows.
My name is Isabel Adon.
My name is Kasaya Antonio.
My name is Tio Chino.
I'm Annie Wilson.
I'm Mary Elizabeth Green Cohen.
I reside at 1600 Nelson Avenue.
640 Riverside Drive.
1211 Washington Avenue.
Living at 938 St. Nicholas Avenue.
499 West 158th Street.
I'm speaking on my mother's behalf in regards to an illegal third-party transfer by Neighborhood Restore.
We were in direct communication with HPD. Henceforth, they knew us by face. They knew us by contact information. At no point did they tell us of our rights on a very basic timeline.
but the HPD sat here and say that they came to our building. I don't know about anybody else's building. That they came to our building and notify us, it's a lie. No one has ever come to our building. No one has ever come to our rescue. UHAB has never been in our building. There has never been anyone extending our hand to us. And that they sat here and lie, it is, I cannot even conceive that.
And I think what I told you, Isabel, and the rest of you, when I was there a couple of weeks ago, which is, if a couple has a unit together and got the units together and they break it up, that's a divorce issue. It's an issue for a different level of legality than ours. If that can't be worked out for whatever reason, like there's a continuing hassle, there's a separation that isn't legalized or whatever, there are ways of working around that if necessary. It's not what we prefer, but if, because we're not going to make a decision on divorce settlement. That's a different court. That's not a housing court. It's not a homesteading agreement. It's our position, though, clearly, that the unit, I guess it's the fourth floor unit, that there's one unit that belongs to Isabel and Greg Dawson. That's it.
Yes, hello, thank you. I would like to know, what will you do to require transparency and accountability within public and private partnerships? For example, the city does allow the inclusionary zoning programs to include no bidding and secret contracts between HPD and the developers. That's my question.
Okay, I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm going to ask James Patchett to join up here because you've been around this stuff for a long time. In your old job, no bidding and secret contracts for mandatory inclusionary zoning. That's new to me. I don't believe that is accurate. Would you like to speak to that?
Absolutely. So thank you for your question. Obviously, we don't allow for there to be secret deals done in the city, but if you're hearing about that, we'd like to understand more about what you're hearing. So I'll come hear about it afterwards from you specifically. Okay? Thank you so much. I'll check with you right after. Thank you.
Let's take our first Ask the Mayor phone call for today. Maria in Brooklyn, you're on WNYC with Mayor de Blasio. Hi, Maria.
Hello. Thank you for taking this call. Mayor de Blasio, I wanted to bring to your attention again the failings of the inclusionary zoning program. Without the transparency and accountability needed, folks are becoming homeless, such as myself. I raised this question at a mayoral forum a couple of years ago, and immediately there was Anne Marie Hendrickson of HPD and James Patchett of EDC giving me business cards. There's been no follow-up, and the situation has become extremely aggravated. Would you please intervene? Thank you.
Maria, thank you. Where do you live, Maria? And just tell me, is there something happening with zoning in your area?
Well, it was part of it, inclusionary zoning.
Where is that,
the
Maria?
Lower East Side, actually. And I'm really concerned about the methodology of the sponsors and the lack of oversight by HPD. And it's a complicated matter. I can't give it all to you in 20 seconds.
Right.
But we need your immediate intervention to this matter. Thank you.
Okay. Maria, please give your information to WNYC. I'm going to have folks follow up today. I apologize if people on my team told you they'd follow up and they didn't. That's not acceptable, so I will make sure people follow up today. Look, the inclusionary zoning, I just want you, Brian, for your listeners to understand. Inclusionary zoning, the way we did it, mandatory inclusionary zoning is the strongest law in the United States of America requiring developers to build affordable housing if they want to build their private buildings. And I think it is an absolutely necessary tool to force the creation of affordable housing. Literally, if a developer will not create the affordable housing, they're not allowed to build anything. But I think Maria's point is really important. It has to be applied properly, and we have to make sure that there's no unintended consequences or no developers trying to sneak around the rules. So I take her concern to heart, and I want my folks to follow up today and figure out if there's something that we need to address immediately there.